Alright guys, we've got here a brand new laptop from HONOR. This is called the HONOR MagicBook 14 Pro, and it's been some time since HONOR actually brought in their Pro models for the laptops into Malaysia. Now, what you can expect from this device here is basically a huge battery. Have you ever used your own laptops before and always felt that the battery just couldn't keep up with your workload? This one has a massive battery, which we'll talk about later. It also comes with a pretty nice comfort display, and of course, it also comes with AI cross OS integration. So, if you are already bored with your Acer, MSI, Lenovo kind of laptops, the typical laptops, and maybe you want to try something a little bit different, you might want to check out the HONOR MagicBook 14 Pro. Now let's start off first and foremost with that AI cross OS file sharing, because that's actually something that I've not seen on other devices, and I think it's quite unique to the MagicBook 14 Pro. Now obviously, you already know if you have an HONOR device, or maybe if you have an Android device, you can connect it and send files across to your laptop very easily without any issues. You have HONOR Share for that. But what's new right now is if you are an iOS user, if you use iPhones, you can also do the same by just installing HONOR Share onto your iPhones, and then make sure both devices are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. And right away, you can also share your files directly from your iPhones to the laptop instantly. If you're an iPhone user and you're still stuck to Windows, you can actually consider getting the MagicBook 14 Pro. Now moving on, let's take a little look at the design itself. Now I particularly like this design here because it's all in white. Even the keys are in white, which gives it a very clean and minimalist kind of look, which I really love. And it's also worth mentioning that the device itself is fairly slim and lightweight. It's under 1.5 kilograms, and to be specific, it's 1.37 kg. And in terms of the thickness levels, it's 15.9 millimeters. Despite it being somewhat lightweight and slim, it actually comes with one of the largest batteries, if not the largest, for a 14-inch laptop. Now, just to give you a bit of a perspective, I actually did a bit of homework. So most 14-inch laptops will give you about 60 to 75 watt-hour of battery. If you go up to the more creative professional kind of laptops, the more expensive ones, they actually give you about close to 80 watt-hours. But the one in the HONOR MagicBook 14 Pro here comes with a 92 watt-hour battery. So that's actually pretty large, and it actually gives you some pretty interesting numbers. For instance, in real-world use, you'll be able to get like 12 hours of office use, 10 hours of chat. I mean, if you're really chatting a lot, the laptop can help you out. It also gives you slightly more than 7 hours of web browsing, a lot of hours of videos and meetings, all the numbers on your screens. But effectively, this is supposed to be the largest battery in a 14-inch laptop, 92 watt-hours. Now, it doesn't stop there. It also comes with a huge brick actually in the box, and that's because it comes with this HONOR Supercharge. It's a 100-watt fast charging. Furthermore, it's also backed by HONOR's own Turbo X AI that actually helps out with the power optimization, just so that you get to maximize, in terms of your power efficiency. Now, if you just look to the side of the laptop itself, you notice that we do have a lot of ports on board. You are basically covered in terms of pretty much anything you need. So there's an HDMI, there's a couple of Type-C, there's a headphone jack, and there's also a couple of Type-A ports on the right. So it doesn't matter if you're using an older device or if you're using all the Type-C devices, you can plug them all in because all the ports are readily available for you to use. Now, let's move on to my next point, which I have on my screen right here, and let's talk about the display at the front. Again, what I like about HONOR's laptops here is that they give you touchscreen displays. So this time around, it's a 14.6-inch 3.1K high-resolution OLED display, and it also comes with a 120Hz refresh rate. So if you're just going to be sliding around your content, browsing the internet for instance, or maybe social media on your screens, it's going to be fairly smooth. Moving on, it also comes with a maximum brightness of 700 nits. Now, I did try this outdoors, and I was still able to see the display fairly well. And more importantly, it comes with a ton of eye comfort features. For instance, we have that 4320Hz PWM dimming. Since you have the big battery, you might as well work a little bit more. And the display itself will actually help you to protect your eyes a little bit better as well. Now, HONOR is calling this the Pro level performance, and that's because it's actually powered by the Intel Core Ultra 5 22H chipset. And if you're someone who's not really familiar with these kind of chipsets, basically the Core Ultra 5 is sort of like a high-end or upper mid-range kind of offering. So it's actually great for creativity, a little bit of gaming, and of course, if you're doing some light editing on the go as well, you can do that all on this particular laptop. Furthermore, what I found interesting is that the laptop itself supports two kind of modes. So for instance, if you're just doing your office applications, you want a bit more quieter running, you can use the 50-watt mode, and that's basically for doing those basic tasks. However, if you need more power, you can turn on the 65-watt performance mode, and that basically kicks out the fans and allows you to do more demanding tasks. Last but not least, HONOR has also improved the cooling as well as the heat dissipation on here. So again, if you're going to be doing more demanding tasks, you will not have a lot of heat coming off the laptop itself. Now, moving on to a couple more points here, what makes the laptop unique is basically HONOR's own smart ecosystem. Now again, like I said, if you're already using an HONOR device, you can actually have a couple of features that you might already be very familiar with. For instance, you have your HONOR Connect that allows you to get connected camera, connected calls and input. So basically you can all control your device directly from the laptop itself. You can see your notifications, you can tether your internet, and of course you can do that screen sharing. Now for the screen sharing, this actually helps you out with your multi-screen collaboration. Another thing that I noticed here is that it also comes with the HONOR notes on board, so it actually helps you out with a better handwriting, making mind maps as well as extracting tables. And finally, there's also device clone that helps you to migrate from your old laptop to a new MagicBook 14 Pro quickly and seamlessly. Now at the end of the day, who is this HONOR MagicBook 14 Pro really for? Well, I would say this: if you're already facing issues with battery life and you just want a large battery life, something that gives you more power to run throughout the entire day, you also want a proper cross-device collaboration between your devices, regardless of it being HONOR or an iPhone, and finally you want something different from what the typical brands are already offering you, well, I would say that you should definitely check out the HONOR MagicBook 14 Pro, and maybe it could be your first HONOR laptop to try out to see whether you really like it or not. Regardless, the price for this device is going at RM4999. If you want to find out more details, do check out the link down below. Hopefully today's video has helped you out to understand a little bit more about the HONOR MagicBook 14 Pro. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care, enjoy your work, bye bye.